But then, you know, we're sitting there preparing for the broadcast, and we see the email come across that we've lost a legend in the entertainment world. And this breaking news developing right now. Norman Lear, the pioneer in transforming the television industry and driving so many important cultural conversations, has died at the age of 101.
So many important shows that his hand has touched. Lear shaped American culture with decades of groundbreaking shows and series, including shows like All in the Family, The Jeffersons, so many shows. Sandy Kenyon joining us now. Sandy, where do you even begin?
It's hard. I'll begin this way, Shirlene, Brittany, and Mike. It's hard to imagine the history of American television or American culture without Norman Lear. He was transformative. And to truly appreciate the man we've lost here today, you have to remember prime time as it existed before Norman Lear. Not too many years before he was active, as he was just starting to act, you had I Love Lucy, where a married couple had to be in separate beds. You couldn't even show a bathroom on a primetime show. And he changed all that. He changed that first by addressing the topics that no one else would touch.
Absolutely.
When we introduced Americans to the Bunkers and the Jeffersons, people weren't used to TV shows dealing with issues like racism and sexism. But we thought humor was a way into people's hearts.
He said that the sweetest sound still, all these years later for him, was the sound of a studio audience of roughly 200 people laughing.
Yeah.
But let's look at what he talked about in prime time. Abortion, premarital sex, gay life, black life. These were topics that were so scarce before he came. And Shirlene, before we went on, you were talking about the influence of these shows on you personally.
Yeah, just as kids, and for Brittany as well, watching Nick at Night, right? Yeah. But these actors who became household names, let me give them a shout out, what they deserve. Sherman Hemsley, okay? We're talking about Isabel Sanford, Wheezy. We're talking about Roxy Roker. We wouldn't have a Lenny Kravitz if it wasn't for Roxy Roker. John Amos, Jimmy Walker, Esther Roll, Red Fox, he gave them a job.
And remember, you have to go back to how rare people of color were. Too rare, way too rare. There was Mod Squad, there was I Spy, Diane Carroll in it as a lead in a dramatic series. There were people before, there were shows before, but so few. And in fact, we are seeing his legacy today. I'm thinking of a show like Blackish. You know, it's very interesting. Kenya Barris, who created the show, said it perfectly. He said he took what we were thinking in our own homes and put it on the air. Isn't that a good description of what we're talking about here?
Which is pretty incredible. I know Mr. Lear was interviewed about 10 years ago for a special by ABC, and he mentioned that as the Jeffersons came out in the 70s, he said, often we've made so much progress, large part led by him, but there's still so much work to do. And a lot of these same struggles that were highlighted in that show is the same thing that people are dealing with today. And so he also made that revelation. And I know they just did that live special not too long ago where they brought some of these great programs back in front of a live audience.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Norman Lear will go down as in history as the oldest Emmy winner, because he won an Emmy in 2020 for those live specials done in partnership with Jimmy Kimmel. Think about that. One of today's biggest television stars working with someone who could have well retired. He was a very wealthy man, and he's still working, and he'll still jamming. And, you know, Jimmy always puts it best. He said it's really hard to be sad about somebody who won, you know, who lived 101 years. Wow. But he's sad. He's sad that he won't have that person to call. A very, very distinguished gentleman, a gentleman who tried to take his progressive attitudes from television into real life. People for the American Way. He took the Declaration of Independence and put it on tour so that Americans could see it.
So ahead of his time. He had nerve.
Yeah.
He really did.
And to your point, there was a lot of censorship at the time. That's the one thing. We are seeing the relaxation of standards. We are enjoying a very broad view in prime time and elsewhere in television today. When he was active, there were a long list of network do's and don'ts. He had a show called Mary Hartman, that he had to put in syndication because the network, as popular as he was, said, no, not
Too
this
much.
guy.
Okay.
It's so much reaction from the entertainment world to his legacy. And I know you're working on another
Yes.
story coming up in a couple of hours on Eyewitness News at noon. But thanks for joining us here.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
We could talk about Norman Lear all morning.
We can.
We certainly could.
I mean, just such a huge body of work. Norman Lear, dead at the age of 101.